Your Random Active Wellness Challenge this week. So this week your challenge is to do 10 minutes of physical activity, which is a combination of movement, strengthening, cardio, or stretching, whatever you want to do. And that can culminate together to make your 10 minutes. Now, this 10 minutes doesn't have to be consecutive. You can do 30 seconds at one time. You can do a minute. You can get your students involved even if they're being a little rambunctious, have them do some squats, whatever. So I will show you about 9 different exercises that you can do that is just supposed to be a jumping off point. You can do your own research and figure out what exercises you would like to do if there's any out there that you typically do that don't involve much, because as you can see, this is my office, so I know it looks a lot different than some of yours. We can just pretend this is a desk for now, though, since I'm sure many of you do use a desk, either at a cubicle, in a classroom, or in an office. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and show you some exercises that you can do while at work. So I'm going to move my desk back in place here. Okay, actually I'll move it out of the way so you can see me in my chair. Lock it so it doesn't move on us. So the first exercises I want to show you are all seated exercises. So you can do these very easily when you're sitting in the classroom, when you have a little break in between. They don't take long at all. Okay, so the first one I want to show you is a pelvic tilt. And I'll show you first in standing so you can see well what we're doing. So this is going to work on your abdominals. It's going to work on your lower spine, your extensors, your back extensors. It's going to stretch your abs. It's going to make you work your abs, and it's going to stretch your lumbar extensors back here, and it's going to make you work your lumbar extensors as well. I know that's hard to understand right now, but you'll see it as we do this exercise. So in standing first, I'll show you what a pelvic tilt is. So I'm going to move my hands out of the way so you can see. So basically a posterior tilt is trying to flatten the back side of your spine here. That's a posterior tilt. An anterior tilt is when you're moving forward trying to make that curve in your back. Okay? So now I'm going to show you in sitting. Raise the chair up so you can see. So this is the first exercise, pelvic tilts. So as you can see, I'm going backwards, slowly, flatten that out, and then forwards, okay? Backwards. Each time I go back here, I'm really tightening my abdominals, and then forwards, really pinching my back here, okay? So if any of these exercises at any time cause pain, please stop them. Don't push through it, okay? We don't want to cause any injury with these. So with that exercise, you're going to do 10 repetitions or 30 seconds, okay? So the next one I would like to show you is seated leg raises, okay? So I'm going to stay up here so you can see me. You want to, if you can lower your chair, you want to be at about 90 degrees where your knees are at 90 degrees. I'm a little bit higher for the purpose of demonstrating this exercise. Okay, so you can see I'm going to straighten my leg all the way at the knee, okay? Here, you can see that. Okay, you want to lower your leg to where your heel is just touching the floor. Alright, and that's your starting position. And then you're going to slowly raise it till it's parallel with the ground and slowly lower it. Okay? And again, 10 repetitions or 30-second intervals on one side. And then we'll switch legs, go to the left leg, up, and then slowly lowering, touching that heel, back down, up, slowly lowering. 10 repetitions or 30 seconds on each side. So that exercise is going to get the quadriceps, it's going to get your hip flexors, which is your groin area, right through here, and it's also going to get the lower abdominals, okay? So the next exercise I want to show you are in standing. I'm going to get my chair out of the way there. So for these standing exercises, for this first one, you can be next to a table or your desk just for balance, okay? And these are standing calf raises. I'm sure all of you guys have done these at some point in time. So feet about shoulder width apart, okay? A little bit more narrow than shoulder width. Feet flat, and then you're going to come up on your toes, okay? And then slowly lower back down, up on your toes, slowly lower back down. Again, 10 repetitions or 30 seconds for those intervals as well. So the next one is a standing squat. So for the standing squat, we want our feet to be shoulder width or a little bit more narrow, okay? And you're just gonna go ahead and act like you're sitting down in a chair, okay? You don't have to go all the way down, just to about right here and then back up. So sitting down in a chair and then back up. You want to maintain this small curve in your back the whole time. I don't want you leaning forward like this and sitting. So try to keep that curve in your back, sitting down, and tighten those abdominals, okay? Again, 10 repetitions or 30-second intervals for that as well. Now, I'm going to move this over here so you can see these next couple, and I'm going to go ahead and move the table over as well. So we did some leg exercises. Now I want to show you a couple of upper body exercises that you can do. All right, so the first one is a desk push-up or a wall push-up. Okay, I'm going to show you at the desk first. So this is about desk height. It may be a little low, it may be a little high, but it's probably average, okay? So you're going to put your hands like you're going to be in push-up position. Bring your feet back, okay, and lower yourself down and push up, just like a push-up. Lower yourself down and push up. If this hurts your wrists or elbows at all, just kind of play with the hand positioning to help relieve that a little bit, okay? So again, 10 repetitions or 30-second intervals. And if you can't do that for any of the exercises, just find a good starting point, maybe 5 repetitions or 10 seconds. You know, you can set a goal each time you start your new exercises, and then just try to increase it each time just a little bit, okay? So if the desk is too difficult for you, if this is too low of a position for you, you can come over to a wall right here. Put your hands on the wall, walk your feet backwards a little bit, and just go in and out, in and out. The closer you bring your feet to the wall, the easier it's going to be, okay? So as you get stronger, you can move your feet further away or even go to the desk, okay? But if that's difficult for you, just scoot your feet in a little bit, and it's just like you're pressing up, pressing back, okay? Again, 10 repetitions, 30 seconds, that's a goal. If you can't achieve that, start out somewhere that's comfortable for you, okay? So the next exercise I'll show you right here. I'm going to move this table back. You guys may not have the luxury of doing this, so just try to get in a comfortable position in your desk or your office or classroom. Okay, so this is a low row. We just did a chest exercise. We're going to work on the back now. Okay, so what you want to do, palm of your hand, press flat against the table or the desk that you're using, and you want to press backwards, and I'll show you. I'll unlock the table so you can see the direction I'm pushing. So it's like I'm pushing the table backwards like that, okay? So you want to press backwards, hold it for 3 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and then relax. And then press again, 3, 2, 1, and relax. For this one, we want to do 10 repetitions, okay? Not the 30-second intervals. And then we'll change arms. Once we do 10 with the left, we'll go ahead and switch arms to the right. Press, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Press, 3, 2, 1, and relax. All of these exercises that you're doing, you want them to be slow and controlled, okay? We don't want any injuries. We don't want to be burning through these, okay? So the next couple exercises I want to show you are actually stretches, all right? So these 2 stretches are going to be stretching out things that are commonly tight in sedentary workers. So people that sit down at the desk all day, occasionally get up to move around. So these 2 muscle groups are the hamstrings and the glutes, okay? Basically the backs of your legs and your rear end, and then a little bit of the lower abdomen or the lower back area, okay? So the first one I want to show you is a standing hamstring stretch. A lot of you guys may think you know the proper technique for this. A lot of people think you just stand here and bend forward. That's actually not good for your lower back. So if that's your typical hamstring stretch, I want you to stop doing that. As a physical therapist, I advise you not to do that. So I will show you a proper way of doing that standing hamstring stretch. So you can't see my feet, but I'll tell you what I'm doing. So I'm going to take my heel of my right foot, okay, and I'm going to set it on the ground. All right, my left knee is bending a little bit so I can set that heel on the ground. I'm going to set that on the ground, and all I'm doing is I'm going to push my hips backwards like I'm sitting in a chair, and I'm slightly bending forward at the waist. Now you can see I don't have to bend much, and I'm already getting a really good stretch on the back of my hamstring. You want to hold that for 30 seconds, and then you're going to do the same thing with the left leg. Heel on the ground, slightly bend that right knee, and stick that rear end backwards, okay? And you'll feel a stretch. Hold each stretch for 30 seconds, okay? And then you're going to go into, I'll actually show you this here at the end of the desk. You're going to go into a figure 4 stretch, and it's just a seated stretch. It gets your gluteals and it gets your lower back, okay? So cross your leg over where your ankle's just over your leg that is bent. And all you have to do is just lean forward, and you'll feel it. Some of you will feel it immediately. Some of you will have to lean forward a little bit more. Some of you might have to push your leg down a little bit, like that. And then just hold that for 30 seconds. Good. And then you're going to switch legs. Same thing over here. Just lean forward a little bit. Hold it for 30 seconds. And then relax. So there you have it. There's, I think it was eight easy exercises. 8 easy exercises that will help you reach your wellness challenge this week, okay? If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Please feel free to email us. We give you our email at every newsletter, so be sure to check those. Also, stay on top with different tips and advice with our Twitter, and that is at @acrosstheboard_, or like us on Facebook and follow us on Facebook and just search Across the Board Health and Wellness Management. So good luck this week. I wish you all the best, and again, feel free to ask us any questions. Thanks.